One thing that most people know about me is that I love to read. Even as a child, I had to read and write book reports. So I decided to go to the Emory Barnes and Nobles. And it was Black History Month when I actually went there. And you see, they had the Awkward Black Girl by Issa Rae. They had displays for Black History Month. And they they had a couple of displays, not a lot. You see the color purple book right there. And this bookstore is like a boutique bookstore. I saw The Black Cake. I just watched that movie. It was so good. It was stemmed around a girl from Jamaica. You know, I'm Jamaican, so I loved it, right? So, as I was saying, this bookstore is similar to a boutique bookstore because it's right in the heart of by Emory Hospital and Emory University, and it's smaller than a regular Barnes and Nobles. And you could buy like textbooks there, that type of bookstore. So I decided on another day, this was actually in March, I decided to go to a bigger Barnes and Nobles, and it was actually cold outside, so I had to put my little coat on, honey, and get while I was getting myself together to go to the Barnes and Nobles. But I wanted to tell you, I had me some Chick-fil-A, and they had me in a chokehold because, them fries with them Polynesian sauce, give it to me every time, right? So here I am at Barnes and Nobles, and oops, I forgot. I need to throw out my trash. So I went ahead and emptied my trash. Once again, I love Chick-fil-A, right? So I went to the Barnes and Nobles, and I have to say, this guy, he was so sweet. This gentleman, he held the door open for me. I think that was his wife. So I'm walking into Barnes and Nobles, and I'm seeing the beautiful display. And I have to say, they do a good job with the displays of their books. Like this one had some beautiful flowers, and I was just perusing and looking for a book. And I don't know about you, but I love going to bookstores. I like to thumb through the pages. This was the display with romantic novels. And then I loved this display because they had a little jar with fake butterflies. I thought that was so cute. So anyway, I'm perusing through Barnes and Nobles, and as I said, I don't know about you, but I love going to bookstores. I needed a new book to read. This display, I liked it. Everything was on sale, and I love that. Take what you need, because sometimes you don't need everything. You just need one or two things. I like that title a lot. I went to another display, and it had on this other display, it was about mindfulness, and I gravitated to it. And what caught my attention first is getting away, that sprung out at me. And then I saw a book that I read, which was the Silva Mind Control Method. I actually didn't finish reading it, so I need to wrap that up. But I liked this display because I've been suffering from indigestion lately. I had a little flare up. So, it was talking about healing yourself and digest this. And so that really piqued my interest because I was like, listen, I need to figure out how to heal my gut. I don't know about anybody else, but as you get older too, it must be the American food. I feel like it is. Because when I come out the country, I go out the country, I don't have those problems. My gut is all healed up. But when I went on this aisle, it was mostly about diet foods or being on a diet and foods to eat. And then I looked on the other side, and they had shelves about personal growth. And I love books about how to do things, how to grow. And then I saw the natural healing, and I really, as I said, I'm suffering from indigestion, so I really was gravitating over there. And then I saw a book that had something about African something, and I decided to look at it. And I like to thumb through the pages of books. I like to read the back. That one, I thumbed straight through to stomach ulcers, which I do not have. And I decided to look at some other books, and I saw this particular book that I see on TikTok all the time. And this book right here is just so popular. So I decided to look through it and thumb through a couple of pages, and it had some remedies in there. So I was like, very interesting. Then I stood back because, they don't have a lot of books, which I was very surprised at this bookstore, because they used to have so many books, but they had enough that it took me a little while to look. And then I saw this book, The Plant Medicine Protocol, because, they said you are what you eat and let your food be your medicine. So, I gravitated to that. And it had a lot of visuals as far as images. And I'm a visual learner, so I really liked all the vibrant colors and stuff like that. But, that alone is not going to only pique my interest for a book. I also have to look at the table of contents. So I scrolled through, and when I read it, it wasn't really giving me something that would interest me. I thought, based upon the title of the book, it would be something more. So I decided to put that back. And then I stood there and I saw another book. This book was herbal recipes. And, I like natural ways of healing your body. So that was very interesting. And so I was flipping through, trying to look. And I saw the table of contents again, and it was not giving me what I needed. So I decided to go ahead and put that book right back from where I got it from, because it was not piquing my interest well enough for me to purchase it, right? So I stood there still for a minute, and I decided to look on the other shelf, and I'm going to go over to personal growth, because I like how-to books. And I was just standing there like perusing all the books. And, they had some, with the whole book face out so that you could see it, because I like seeing them. I like seeing all the vibrant colors. It draws you to it. And then at the corner of my eye to the left, I seen a very new and popular book all the way to the left, which was Tabitha Brown book. And I'm wondering, why is it all the way down at the bottom? Is it because her name starts with T? Because I love me some Tabitha Brown. She always say, that's your business. And then I seen a comic book. I wasn't particularly interested in that book, not because I don't like comic. I actually do, but I wasn't really interested. But you do whatever you do. Whenever you're at the bookstore, your journey. Then I saw some books that I read before, like Think and Grow Rich. This book was particularly very good, and I seen two different copies. If you're looking for a book, it was very inspirational. It really helped me, and you should go out there and get it. That's a very good book. So I started looking around, for other books. And I just going back to that book, I want to tell you that in college, they offered that book, but not, to my class. And I used to see some of my peers reading it, and I read it as an adult. It was a very, 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 very good book. Once again, Getting Away, I saw that here. Now, this book that I'm zooming in on, a lot of people purchased that book, but I am not particularly interested in that book. And then I saw Men Are From Mars. This book right here, I remember many years ago, a lot of people used to love them. And The Secret. I listened to that book on audio tape. It was very, very good. It's about manifesting, and a lot of people know about The Secret. And if not, I'm telling you The Secret right now. That's a very good book. Now, this book right here, Automatic Habits. I actually read that book a couple of months ago. It's a very good book. It's motivational. It teaches you to make better habits, and you should try and get that book. I wanted a book about frequency and getting your vibrations higher. So the lady there showed me this book, but I can't just buy this book because I see it there. I have to do some research. I like to read the back. I like to look online and see if it's the right book for me. Then I gravitated over to books by Black authors, Black voices. And I could say, I think they only had like one or two displays at this big Barnes and Noble. So I wasn't really impressed at all. Like I felt like, Black voices, give me some more books, some more displays. But I guess because it was no longer February, that's probably why they were not on display. So I went around the display thinking there was going to be more stuff, but there were like cards and other knicks and knacks. And I believe this was another display for Black voices, Black history. And as I said, I like how-to books or to better myself, something that I could learn and grow from. Not saying that I can't from those, but that was not what I was looking for. So I just kept walking around the bookstore, and there was quite a few people in the bookstore too. And with me, I don't know what your strategy is getting a book, but with me, I like to highlight it and mark certain pages and go back to it. And I decided between these two. And so I decided to go to the register, and then I decided it's time to go.